Welcome back friends, this is Current Affairs Funda and today we will discuss the remaining part of time and work. Basically this is free education revolution to all of you. So friends, do subscribe this channel for more updates, and today we will deal with the part 7th of time and work. Before that we have already covered part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so before watching this video you should watch these parts also for better concept clarity. Okay, so basically in this video we will cover the questions of SSC level as well as railway level, railway competitive exams level, and all the banking exams levels also. Okay, so if you are preparing for any other government exams, then the basic fundamental concept will be done in this lecture. So watch this video. Okay, so today we will discuss the direct formula based problems here. Do subscribe this channel, and friends, very frank, if you really like this video, so press the like button. Okay, so that's why I will also know you are getting or not. Okay, and please do comment below the video. Now let's go for the question number 1. So friends, before that we will discuss the concept here. So the direct formula based concept, that is, you should know the basic formula. Okay, so there is a formula like M1 D1 H1 divided by R1 W1 is equals to M2 D2 and S2 divided by R2 and W2. Okay, so basically what is the mean of M? Basically M stands for here, that is a kind of labor, that means man, or it may be woman, or it may be boys, or it may be children. Okay, or any worker. Okay, so M stands for all these terms. Okay, so and D stands for days, and H stands for hours. Okay, and R stands for rate. Okay, and W stands for work or job. Okay, suppose a people is doing 18 jobs in a day, or a people is doing 12 works in 8 hours, that means it's all about the work. Okay, so this is the basic fundamental formula that you should write down. Okay, so all the questions, few questions are really based on this formula and few will be logical. Okay, so we will decode one by one. Okay, and friends, from this formula we can also derive another formula. Suppose if hours, rate and work, that is constant or not given, okay, then our generalized formula it will be M1 D1 that is equal to M2 D2. Okay, so this formula basically originated from this one. Okay, so kindly note down this one. And friends, one basic concept also here. Suppose man are given and days are given. Okay, so man into days, this will be your total work. Okay, so you should also write down this formula. So we will use all these terms in our upcoming questions. Okay, so suppose first question is like, friends, 25 men can complete 18 jobs in 35 days working 16 hours per day. In how many days? 32 men can complete 6 jobs working 17.5 hours per day. Okay, so this is your question, and you should apply the same formula that previously I told you, M1 D1 H1 divided by R1 and W1, that is equals to M2 D2 and S2 divided by R2 and W2. Okay, so 25 men, that means the value of men it will be 25 into complete 18 jobs in 35 days. Okay, that means he is taking 35 days. Okay, and 18 jobs, so we can the work that is equal to jobs, so it will be in the divide section. 16 hours per day. Okay, 16 hours per day, that means hours value it will be 16, and it will be equals to, in how many days? 32 man. That means the second part man it will be 32, and day you need to calculate this D2 here. Okay, and he's taking basically 17.5 hours, okay, per day, and completing 6 jobs. Okay, so 6 will be in the division section. Okay, so friends, you can cancel out this one, 6 3 times here. Okay, and 17.5 it will be 2 times. Okay, and D2 it will be 25 into 2 divided by 3 into 2, basically 16 2 times here. Okay, so that's why 3 into 2 it will be in this side, and 25 into 2 it will be here. Okay, so friends, if you will solve 2 and 2, it will be cancel out, 25 by 3, or we can say 8 whole 1 by 3. So this will be your D's, D2s. Okay, so friends, solve these problems on this basic formula basis. Okay, I hope you understand this one. देखिए क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है कि 25 आदमी हैं, वो 18 जॉब्स करते हैं, मतलब एक तरीके का काम है, और 35 दिन लगाते हैं, 16 घंटे पर डे काम करते हैं तब। तो आपको ये बताना है कि कितने दिनों में 32 आदमी 6 काम को करेंगे 17.5 आवर्स पर डे के हिसाब से। तो यहाँ सिंपल फार्मूला रखना है और आपको D2 की वैल्यू निकालनी है। I hope you understand this problem. Now let's move for the problem number 2, that is here. So friends, this is a bit tricky problem and very important as per the perspective of SSC and railway exams. Okay, so we will discuss this problem here. 14 men can complete a work in 40 days. In how many days the total work would be completed if after 10 days 5 men leave the place? Okay, so your solution, your approach will be like this. So how to calculate the total work? Man into days, it will be total work. Okay, so 14 men can complete 14 days work in 14 days. That means we can see 40 into 40, it will be 1600 or total work. Okay, so question is saying in how many days the total work would be completed if after every 10 days 5 men leave the place. Okay, suppose 40 men are starting working and they are taking 10 days to complete the work, so total work it will be 400 units. Okay, and again next 10 days 5 men leave the place, that means there are 35 here. They will work for 10 days and total they will do 350 work. Okay, again next 10 days 5 again men leave the place, so there it will be 30 and they will work for 10 days, it will be 300 work. Okay, so friends, again next day 5 more men leave the place, so they work for 10 days, it will be 250. Again next day 20 and 10 days they will do 200 works. Okay, so friends, you can reduce again next time it will be 15 men. Okay, so first of all calculate the number of work, it should not be exceed the this total work. Okay, so total work it will be, I have already calculated, it will be 1500 work. Okay, so we can also calculate what is the remaining work here. So remaining work, that it will be 100 work. Okay, 1600 minus 1500, it will be 100 work. And friends, after 20 men already work, then next slot 5 more men leave the place, that will be 15 men available. That means 100 work will be done by 15 months. It will be approx 6.66. Okay, so they will take 6.66 days. So kindly calculate total number of days. So total number of days, it will be 10 days here, 10 days here, 10 here, 10 here and 10 here. So it will be 50 days plus the remaining part, that is 6.66. So total it will be 56.66 days. Okay, so that will be your answer. I hope you understand this problem. Solve only this method. And friends, if you have already a lot of practice on these type of questions, then in the exam section you can solve this question in only 30 seconds. Okay, this is my personal guarantee, but it depends on your practice, because I am following a lot of steps here, but you can avoid these steps if you already know this concept. Okay, so that's why practice, practice, practice. SSC or any quantitative aptitude exams wants only practice. Okay, so that's why I'm requesting to you, solve as much as you can these type of problems, then you will be memorized, memorize the concepts. I'm not telling you to memorize the questions, memorize the concept, because the question can be any kind of natures, but you know the concept, then you can solve in n number of ways. Okay, so first of all think about this problem and solve this one. देखिए इस क्वेश्चन में कहा है कि 40 आदमी 40 दिन में किसी काम को कंप्लीट करते हैं, तो आपको बताना है कि कितने दिन लगेंगे पूरा काम खत्म होने में अगर हर 10 दिन के बाद 5 आदमी काम को छोड़ के चले जाते हैं। तो देखिए 40 आदमी ने 40 दिन तक काम किया, टोटल 1600 टोटल वर्क हुआ। तो अगर 40 आदमी 10 दिन तक काम करते हैं 400 वर्क हुआ, फिर अगले दिन 5 छोड़ के चले जाते हैं तो 35 बचे। इन्होंने 10 दिनों तक किया 350 हुआ, फिर 5 छोड़ के गए 300 काम किया, फिर 5 गए 25 लोगों ने 10 दिन काम किया 250। तो इस तरीके से 20 लोगों ने 10 दिन काम किया 200। मैंने सबको जोड़ लिया, अगर मैं इस 15 लोगों को 10 दिनों तक काम करा देता तो ये 150 हो जाता, तो ये 1650 हो जाता, लेकिन 1600 से ज़्यादा नहीं जाना है। ठीक है, तो हमने क्या करा, यहाँ पर इसको रोक लिया और हमने टोटल देखा क्या वो टोटल कितना कम है। ठीक है, टोटल देखिए ये 100 कम हो रहा है, तो 100 वर्क अभी बचा हुआ है। 100 वर्क कौन कंप्लीट करेगा, ये 15 यूनिट कम, ये 15 मैन कंप्लीट करेंगे, तो ये 6.66 डेज लेंगे। टोटल नंबर ऑफ डेज कितने होंगे, ये 5 टाइम्स ऐड किए प्लस 6.66, तो ये टोटल 56.66 हुआ। Okay, I hope you understand this problem. Now let's move for the problem number 3. So friends, this is very similar to the previous problems. So see, 50 men can complete a work in 50 days. First of all, pause the video, solve this problem by yourself. That the only way to be confident in quantitative aptitudes. Okay, so I'm just solving for you. If you are unable to solve this one, 50 men, that means 50 men into 50 days, it will be 2500 total work. Okay, so friends, condition is this: in how many days the total work would be completed if after every 20 days 10 men leave the place. That means 50 men, first of all they will work for 20 days. Okay, so they will do 1000 unit work, and after 20 days 10 men leave the place. That means 40 men are there, they will do for 20 days. The total work will be 800 units, and again 20 days 10 men also leave the place, so there will be 30 men into 20 days, they will do 600 units. Okay, so friends, in next slots 10 will also reduce, total will be 20 men. Okay, so first of all calculate the days should not be exceed 2500, so 1000 plus 800 plus 600, it will be 2400 work. Okay, so what is the remaining work here? So remaining work, sorry, you should from this one 2500 minus 2400, remaining it will be 100 work. Okay, so 100 work will be done by this 20 man, so he will take 5 days, because this will not be fraction, this will be divide complete times. Okay, so we can calculate total work. Total it will be 20 plus 20 plus 20, that will be 60 days. So we can say 60 days are here, 5 days are also here, so total it will be 65 complete days. Okay, so if after 20 days 10 men are leaving the place, then our work will be completed in 65 days. Okay, I hope you understand this problem. फॉलो दिस ओनली वे. देखिए क्वेश्चन कहता है 50 मैन 50 दिनों तक काम करते हैं, तो टोटल 2500 काम किया. अब देखिए 50 लोगों ने 20 दिन काम किया, तो कितना काम हुआ 1000. उसके बाद फिर वो 10 लोग काम छोड़ के चले गए, तो 40 लोग बचे, उन्होंने 20 काम किया, 20 दिन काम किया, तो 800 काम किया. फिर 10 लोग काम छोड़ के चले गए, कितने बचे 30 लोग. 30 लोगों ने 10 दिन काम किया, 600 वर्क किया. मैंने सारा जोड़ लिया कि कहीं ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा है। अगर मैं इस 20 को भी 10 दिन काम करा दूं तो 200 हो जाएगा, तो इस तरीके से तो ये 2600 काम हो जाएगा, लेकिन 2500 से अंदर रहना है। तो यहाँ टोटल डिफरेंस कितना है, 100 है। ये हमारा रिमेनिंग वर्क बचा। तो रिमेनिंग वर्क को कौन कंप्लीट करेगा, ये 20 मैन, तो ये 5 दिन लगाएंगे, ठीक है। टोटल ऐड किया 20 20 20, ये आया 60, 60 + 5 = 65। ओके, तो आपको समझ में आ गया होगा, प्रैक्टिस करिए। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की ओर मूव करते हैं। द क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 हियर। 4 क्वेश्चन इज सेइंग फ्रेंड्स 30 men कैन कंप्लीट अ वर्क इन 20 days. Okay, so this question is tricky, and friends, I will tell you, you can solve this question in basically 2 ways. Okay, so see, 30 men can complete a work in 20 days. In how many days the total work would be completed if after 10 days 20 men joined the work? Okay, so previously few people are leaving the place, and in this question few people will join the work. Okay, so friends, in the starting 30 men, they are working 20 days, so total unit it will be 600 total work. Okay, so in starting 10 men joined the work. Okay, so we can say 30 men are doing for 10 days, so they will take 300 work. Okay, so friends, we can say 20 men more joined the work. Okay, so this 30 it will becomes 50. Okay, so 50 men, we can calculate the remaining work here, because if 50 men will do for 10 days, then it will be 500, and this will be 800, so we have to reduce, we have to come under the 600 works. Okay, so the remaining work it will be 300 units. Okay, 600 minus 300, so it will be 300 work. And friends, this 300 work will be done by the updated man. So after 10 days 20 men, that means 30 becomes 50, so 50 men, so it will be 6 days remaining work. Okay, so friends, total we can calculate from here. Total it will be 10 here and 6 here, 10 plus 6, that will be 16 days. That will be your answer. Okay, so you can also solve this problem with the help of another formula. तो देखिए, अगर 30 लोगों ने 20 दिन तक काम किया, 600 यूनिट काम किया, 600 वर्क किया। अब क्वेश्चन ये कहता है कि 10 दिनों के बाद 20 लोग और आ जाते हैं। तो सपोज करिए 30 लोगों ने 10 दिन तक काम किया, तो 300 काम कर लिया। अब बचा कितना काम है, 600 में से 300 उठाया, 300 बचा है ना। अब वो 30 आदमी कितने हो जाते हैं, 50 हो जाते हैं हर 10 दिन के बाद में। तो अब ये 50 हो गया, तो अब इसको 50 से डिवाइड कर दीजिएगा। तो 6 दिन में काम कर दिया उन्होंने। तो टोटल कितना लिया, 10 दिन यहाँ लगे, 6 दिन यहाँ लगे, 16 दिन लगे। इस प्रॉब्लम को फ्रेंड्स शॉर्टर वे में और सॉल्व कर सकते हैं with the help of a formula. Suppose our formula is m1 d1 is equal to m2 and d2. Okay, so in the starting there are 30 men. Okay, so 30 men will be here. Okay, and friends, they can complete a work in 20 days. Okay, they can complete the work in 20 days. In how many days the total work would be completed if after 10 days 20 more men join the work? That means 10 days are passed away, so the remaining days it will be 10. Okay, and this 30 men becomes 50 because 20 men already joined the work, and you need to find this d2 from here. Okay, so it will be, friends, 10 will be 5 times. Okay, and this will be 6 times, so d2 it will be 6 days. Okay, so friends, total work, total it will be, because 10 days are passed away, so that means 10 plus 6, it will be 16 days. Okay, so these are the basically 2 ways you can solve, either from that way or from this way. Okay, now let's move for the problem number next, that is 5. So friends, in the problem number 5, the question is like this: there is a sufficient food for 116 men for 25 days. Okay, and friends, after 21 days 10 men leave the place. Okay, so for how many days will the rest of the food last for the rest of man. Okay, so the problem is really very tricky and simple. So first of all friends, there are basically you should apply the same formula here, m1 d1 that is equal to m2 and d2. Okay, so there is a sufficient food for 116 man. Okay, so total man it will be 116. Okay, and friends, 25 days this food for the 25 days, and after 21 days are passed away, that means 21 days are expired, the remaining days that it will be 4 days here. Okay, and friends 10 more men leave the place, that means there in the starting there were 116 men. If 100 men leave the place, then remaining it will be 16 only. Okay, so they will work for how many days? So calculate the d2 here. So 4 it will be 4 times. Okay, so d2 it will be 2 9. Okay, so the last food, that means the remaining food it will be available for the 29 days. Okay, तो देखिए क्वेश्चन ये कहता है कि एक 116 लोगों के लिए बहुत सफिशिएंट खाना है 25 दिन तक, ठीक है, लेकिन 21 दिन के बाद में 100 लोग जो हैं वो छोड़ के चले गए, ठीक है। तो आपको बताना है कि वो जो बचा हुआ खाना है वो कितने दिनों तक उनके लिए चल पाएगा। तो सबसे पहले हमने क्या किया, फार्मूला अप्लाई किया, m1 d1 बराबर m2 d2, m1 d1 इक्वल्स टू m2 d2। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैन कितने हैं, टोटल 116 हैं। अब देखिए वो 21 दिन के बाद में 100 लोग छोड़ के चले गए, मतलब कि 21 दिन तो गुजर चुके हैं, कितने दिन बचे हैं, 4 दिन बचे हैं, तो 4 हमने यहाँ लिख लिए। और जब 100 लोग जा चुके हैं तो लोग कितने बचे हैं, 16 बचे हैं। अब d2 आपको निकालना है यहाँ से, तो d2 29 आ गया, तो मतलब जो बचा हुआ खाना वो कितने दिन का है, 29 दिनों का है अभी, ठीक है। तो नेक्स्ट मूव करते हैं नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम की ओर। प्रॉब्लम नंबर 6 here friends. So this is the previous year SSC CGL means and prelims also. This problem is really important for both the exams. Okay, so see how to approach for such kind of problems. Okay, so first of all friends, read the question very carefully. So our question is like this: a team of 30 men supposed to do a work in 38 days. Okay, so there are basically 30 men a team and they are taking 38 days to do a work. After 25 days 5 more men were employed at the work and work finished 1 day earlier. For how many days would it have been delayed if 5 more men were not employed? Okay, so you can easily understand the language. Basically question ये कह रहा है कि 30 लोग किसी काम को 38 दिनों में ख़त्म करते हैं और 25 दिन के बाद में हमने 5 लोग को और उसमें लगा लिया, ठीक है। तो काम जो हुआ वो एक दिन पहले ख़त्म हुआ। तो आपको ये बताना है कि कितने दिन में काम ख़त्म होगा अगर हम 5 लोगों को और ना लगाएं। ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल रीड वन लाइन एंड वी विल write down all the numeric values from here. So in the starting there are basically 30 men. Okay, and they are completing the work in 38 days. Okay, so days it will be 38 days. Okay, and friends after 25 days, that means 25 days are passed away, so remaining days it will be 13 days. Okay, 5 more men were employed, that means there will be 30 men, so 5 it will be 35 men. Okay, and next question is saying employed and work finished 1 day earlier. That means if our work will complete in 13 days, so 1 day earlier, so that it will be 12 days, in 12 days. Okay, so I will be circle out this one. For how many days would it have been delayed if 5 more men were not employed? That means you should reduce the 5 men, so in the last only 30 men will be available. Okay, so friends apply this formula m1 d1 that is equals to m2 and d2. Okay, so in the starting how many men are there? There are basically 35 men. Okay, so 35 men will be here. And friends, how many days will be required? Because our work is completed 1 day earlier, that means 12 days are required, so 12 will be here. Okay, and again M2. Okay, so what the next man, because 5 men don't need to employed, because question is saying if 5 more men were not employed, then how much the work will delayed. Okay, so there are basically 30 men here if 5 men are not employed. So what will be the days here? Okay, so friends, this will be 6 times and it will be 7 times. Okay, and 6 will be 2 times, so 7 into 2 D2, it will be 14 days. Okay, so the days will be 14 days. So friends, from here we can conclude that our work should be finished in 13 days and we are basically taking 18 days. Okay, so that means we can say the work will delay 1 day delayed. Okay, so don't worry, I will also solve another problem just after this problem. Okay, so read the question very carefully and point out the step by step. Okay, so you will never feel any kind of stuck. Okay, देखिए, तो ये कहता है कि 30 आदमी अगर किसी काम को 38 दिन में करते हैं तो 25 दिन के बाद 5 आदमी और हमें अगर हमने एम्प्लॉय कर लिए, उसमें और लगा लिए, तो काम एक दिन पहले फिनिश हो गया। जैसी बात है, अगर ज़्यादा लोग आ जाएंगे तो काम जल्दी फिनिश हो जाएगा। तो आपको ये बताना है कि अगर उन 5 आदमियों को ना लगाया जाए तो काम कितने दिन में ख़त्म होगा और वो लेट होगा या नहीं होगा, तो कितने दिन लेट हो जाएगा ये बताना है। तो देखिए, स्टार्टिंग में 30 आदमी थे, 5 नए आ गए, 35 हो गए। 38 दिन में काम खत्म होना था, 25 दिन हमारे क्या हुआ, 25 दिन के बाद में हमने 5 आदमी नए लगाए, तो 13 दिन में हमें काम खत्म करना था। ठीक है, लेकिन क्या हुआ, इससे 1 डे अर्लियर काम खत्म हो जाता है। अगर हमने 5 लोग एक्स्ट्रा लगा लिए तो ये 12 दिनों में काम खत्म हो जाता है। तो 35 इंटू 12 दिस विल इक्वल टू 30 इंटू D2। ठीक है, यहाँ से D2 निकाला, 14 दिन आया। और देखिए, 13 दिनों में जब काम खत्म होना था, काम खत्म 14 दिन में हो रहा है, इसका मतलब काम एक दिन लेट हो गया। सो वी कैन से 1 डे delayed our work. Okay, so friends, let's go for the similar type of problem. Problem number 7 here. A team of 27 men can do a work in 36 days. The problem is really same as per the problem number 6, but the data is different. Okay, so I'm solving for you. So there are 27 men here. Okay, and they are taking basically 36 days, and after 30 days, that means 30 days will be deduct from here, 6 days will be remaining. Okay, and 9 more men are employed, 9 more men will employed, that means it will be 36 men. Okay, so friends, we can also say like this: at the work finished 3 days earlier, that means 3 days earlier. So it will be 6 minus 3, it will be 3 days. Okay, for how many days would it have been delayed if 9 more men are not employed? That means deduct 9, so it will be again 27. So friends, apply the same formula here, M1 D1 that is equal to M2 D2. Okay, so in the starting, how many men are there? There are 36, and they are basically taking D1 days. D1 days, that means work basically completed 3 days earlier, that means it will be 3 days. Okay, so 36 into 3, it will be equal to M2. So basically if 9 men were not employed, that means the man, it will be 27, and D2 you need to calculate. Okay, so we can calculate 3 9 times and 9 4 times, so D2 it will be 4 days. Okay, so friends, from here we can conclude that if remaining work will be completed in 6 days and we are taking 4 days, that means we can conclude from here 2 days earlier the work will have finished. Okay, so this is the basic funda to solve such kind of problems. ओके तो क्वेश्चन ये कहा गया कि 27 लोग अगर 36 दिनों में काम को कंप्लीट करते हैं किसी काम को, और अगर 30 दिन के बाद हमने 9 लोगों को और लगा लिया तो काम जो है 3 दिन पहले खत्म हो जाता है। ठीक है, फिर क्वेश्चन ये कह रहा है कि अगर हम उन 9 लोगों को ना लगाएं तो काम कितने दिन लेट होगा, क्या हो जाएगा, वहाँ पर बताना है आपको। तो देखिए 27 मैन थे, 9 और लगा लिए 36 हो गए। यहाँ 36 दिन में काम खत्म होना था, 30 दिन के बाद में हमने मतलब 6 दिन में हमारा रिमेनिंग काम बचा। ठीक है, तो अगर 3 दिन पहले काम खत्म हो जा रहा है तो कितना 3 दिन लग रहा है यहाँ पर। तो M1 D1 इक्वल टू M2 D2, 36 इंटू 3 इक्वल टू 27 इंटू D2, D2 निकाला 4 दिन आया। तो अगर 4 दिन D2 आ रहा है, काम 6 दिन में रिमेनिंग काम खत्म होता तो 2 दिन पहले हमने काम को खत्म कर लिया। ओके, सो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम एंड सोल्यूशन हियर। आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस वन। प्लीज लाइक दिस वीडियो and kindly subscribe our channel also, and do share among your friends and those people who are preparing for the competitive exams but they don't have a money, they don't have a preparation to join any coaching institute, they don't have a facility and they are living in rural areas. Okay, so my main motive for only those people, if they are preparing from home and they don't have a much amount to join any coaching classes, that's why I'm preparing these all the videos free for all of you. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Kindly subscribe this channel, and friends, do post your suggestions below this video. Thanks guys for watching this video. Have a nice day.